Sometimes you just want to really dig into the stories behind significant events and people.
Yeah, get past the headlines.
Exactly. And today, that's what we're doing. We're taking a deep dive into the life and, well, the tragic death of Nipsey Hussle. We've got some source material you
All
shared.
right.
And the mission is really to pull out the key insights,
Mm.
about his life, what happened, and why he still matters so much.
It's definitely a story with a lot of facets, and looking closely at these sources, I think we can understand why his narrative continues to resonate the way it does.
Okay, so let's set the scene. The info we have points to March 31st, 2019. That's the date.
That's the date and the location, crucial too, outside the Marathon store, his store.
In South Los Angeles, yeah. A place that became, well, incredibly symbolic.
And then the legal side followed. Eric Holder, convicted of first-degree murder.
Right, the conviction came through.
And that sentence, 60 years to life, it brought a kind of legal finality, I suppose. But the impact, that obviously goes much deeper.
Oh, absolutely. What always strikes me is the reaction. It wasn't just local, it felt global. The grief, but also how people keep celebrating his work.
It really underscores how wide his influence reached. The sources mention his music, obviously,
Of course.
but also, importantly, his community work. Real on-the-ground stuff.
And that phrase.
The marathon continues.
Yeah,
It just exploded, didn't it?
it really did. Became so much more than a catchphrase. It's like a philosophy for resilience.
A powerful symbol, no doubt.
You see it everywhere. And the material highlights this too, how his music, that community dedication, and even his business sense, it all keeps inspiring people.
It's that combination, isn't it? The art, the action, the entrepreneurship.
Yeah. But the information also touches on something more complex, this idea of a cautionary tale.
The struggle, trying to move beyond the street life, even with all his success and influence. It's complicated reality the sources point to.
It is quite sobering, to think about someone with that much clear potential as a leader, an activist.
Huge potential.
And yet, his background, his past, ultimately playing a role in his death. It really makes you think about how hard it is to break free sometimes.
It does. It raises that fundamental question about how difficult environments can cast such a long shadow, the sheer effort involved in navigating that, even when you've achieved so much.
So if we're trying to sort of boil this down, what are the absolute core takeaways from the sources about Nipsey Hussle?
Well, I think the sources consistently show him as, first, a genuinely talented artist, and second, someone deeply committed to his community.
Right, an advocate.
Exactly, whose life was tragically cut short. But crucially, the legacy he managed to build in that time, it's powerful. It's rooted in that idea of perseverance, of engaging directly with where you came from. And that impact, it's still very much felt.
Yeah, well said. A life that made a huge mark, even though it was, relatively speaking, quite short. And it definitely leaves you thinking, doesn't it, about the immense challenge of escaping difficult circumstances, but also about the incredible impact one person's vision can have, no matter how long they have to realize it.
Something to really chew on after we wrap up.